All right, guys, now listen, if you have been living under a rock, which if you haven't heard this news, you probably have been, the rumor is that Louis Vuitton and Takashi Murakami are collaborating again and giving us 3 major drops over the Q1 of 2025. I don't know if I should be excited about this, if as a collector I should be angry because that's going to raise the prices up on pre-owned goods, or, is this a strategic move by LV whose sales are kind of flagging and going down? Or is this just like a money-hungry cash grab trying to relive their glory days? Today we're going to unpack all of that, what to expect, and what to buy on the pre-owned market before prices increase. I'm kind of excited to see what they do. After all, I think Marc Jacobs era LV was like peak LV. I've said that before. We've all said it. We all agree. The Murakami collections were, again, peak LV, especially Multicolore, which ran for so many years, and I don't know if I'm low-key excited to see it back again or if I'm just kind of annoyed at this point. But let's dive in and talk about Wave 1, which is going to be Multicolore. Now, Wave 1 is going to hit the Asian market first on January 1st, followed by January 3rd when it releases worldwide. Nothing's fully confirmed yet, but so far the rumors, the silhouettes that they're going to be doing are pretty darn good. Now, they're not going to be direct reissues of what we've seen in the past. There are going to be probably similar to what we saw with the denim collection, some tweaks here and there, maybe different locks, different mechanisms, different designs, if you will. But the bags that we're going to be expected to see, which I'm kind of excited about, first of all, the iconic Speedy. Now, this is the Speedy 30 up here. Sadly, they're only going to be doing this in a Speedy 25, which I'm a little bit over TBE at this point, but what can you do? I guess it's still popular in most cases, but they're going to be releasing it in a Speedy 25. We're also going to see an Alma BB, again TBE, but still cute nonetheless. Of course, we're going to see a Pochette accessoire, a mini Speedy, which, iconic in Multicolore, right? We're also going to be seeing the Petite Mall, the side trunk, and last but not least, some SLGs like the passport cover. Now, what my research has shown so far, we're definitely expecting the white multicolor, but no one's really talked about any black multicolor coming out yet, which would be kind of disappointing. The black multicolor colorway is my absolute favorite. I don't know, it just looks like city lights against the night sky or fireworks. I absolutely love the noir multicolor. With these, like I said, we're going to be seeing some iconic pieces. Nothing's truly reissued here. Maybe the Pochette accessoire, unless they don't do the studs up at the top. I wouldn't see how that would be too different. The Petite Mall in Multicolore would kind of be a vibe. With the styles and everything that's on trend coming up for 2024, especially going into 2025, like what are some pre-owned bags that you need to snatch up now before everyone else kind of beats you to the punch and starts buying them up? Now, I've got everything linked down below, and this is in no particular order, but some of the bags that I think would be amazing to have in your collection. First of all, let's talk about the Petite Noe. Listen, bucket bags are big, cargo bags have been big for 2024, and the Petite Noe kind of falls into both categories. We have those pockets on the side, we have that bucket design, which is absolutely fabulous. I love that it still has its luggage tag, which of course you can have heat stamped with your own initials. It's a Vibe 100. This one's currently priced at $19.25. Again, this is a style that's popular. The Noe is a perennial classic for the brand. I love the side pockets. It's giving Y2K cargo energy, which, I'm 100% here for at all times. Now with this one, the Vachetta is still pretty decent. The interior is in good shape, but the only caveat, be wary of the white multicolor colorway. I think it was like up until 2006, had issues with bleeding. And you're going to see a lot of that on the Speedy front pockets where they kind of like turned a yellowy orange color. That's that raspberry Alcantara kind of bleeding through the canvas. So make sure you do your homework. Make sure it's not an earlier iteration of the white colorway. With the black, you don't have to worry about it. The white, though, did have some quality issues for the first couple of years. This one, she seems to be doing okay still, so Caleb approved. Now, next up is the Multicolore Alma. Listen, guys, I have had the Alma GM Multicolore on my wish list for many years. When I was in my Multicolore era a few years ago, it was all documented here on the channel. It's out there, just find it. The GM Alma was like top of my wish list for the longest time. Stylistically, I don't know if it would work for me now. I mean, we could make it work. We could force it to work, right? But this is not the GM. This is just the regular PM size. And I chose this one because A, I love the black multicolor. B, the color placement. Now, when you're collecting multicolor, no two bags are created equal. Some bags are going to have like a lot of pinks, greens, and purples. Other bags are going to be more blues, greens, and yellows. And you don't want to have like the white or the black LV like front and center. I like to have them kind of off to the side. Like, listen, they're going to be on there regardless. On both of my bags, they're more off to the side and not quite in a place place of prominence right front and center. Also, this one made the list because it's really well priced right now. $9.25, super cute. Of course, it's not the BB, so you're not going to have the bandolier strap that can go crossbody, but not everything needs to be crossbody or hands-free. Sometimes we need a good top handle, and this one is going to fit the bill. Now, another bag that I could see having a bit of a resurgence is the Eliza. Now, this was a later iteration for the Multicolore line. It wasn't part of the first initial drop. This was kind of more, we're into it, we're coming up with new silhouettes 5, 6, 7 years in. And the Eliza, she has aged really well. This is going to be like a cute little shoulder bag moment. Because of her size, you could dress her up, you could dress her down. It just depends on your vibe, what you need to do with it. But overall, I love the studs. It's very cute. She's demure. I love that front pocket. We're kind of leaning into cargo without being cargo, if you will. There are some spots on the bottom. Listen, these are 20-year-old bags with big Vachetta leather accents. There's going to be some water spots unless you can find a perfect one. Good for you. Right now, she's well priced still, under $1,300. Give it a week or two. This is all going to just go up in price, you guys. So buy now if you've been wanting to. Here's another Alma in the white colorway. This one, like before we saw more blues and greens, this one's going to be a little bit more chartreuse, purple and pink. It's still fabulous. Great condition. The Vachetta still pretty solid given its age. Now listen, you all know I love Miss Marilyn back here. She's cute, she's demure. I found one in really good shape. Of all the bags, this one has a lot of Vachetta trim on it, which could go awry pretty quickly. I mean, especially you have to think this was like the 2000s. This is the it girl. We're being a little bit sloppy in the era. I said what I said, save space. And this one is still pretty darn good. She's actually in better shape than mine, I'm embarrassed to admit. I don't love the placement. There's 2 pinks on the front. Again, it's all about color placement. We've got a white and 2 pinks, a little redundant, but still, nonetheless, she's incredibly cute. And $1,850. Guys, I paid maybe $1,200 for mine like 2 years ago, so already these prices are going insane. Now, we would be remiss on this list to not discuss the Speedy. And guys, I love my Speedy 30. Does all the Vachetta and metal hardware kind of scare me? 100% yes, absolutely. But this bag, you guys, is absolutely fabulous. I will literally never be selling any of my multicolor pieces, and by any, I mean all both of them. I have a very modest multicolor collection. But with this one, guys, it is absolutely gorgeous. I love all the pink on the front. It's a vibe. We've got some blues, we've got some greens. She's cute, she's everything. She's a Speedy after all. Priced at $16.15, a little bit more than what I paid a few years ago for mine, but what can you do? Now, keep in mind, this is not everything I found for you guys, so I'm going to have everything linked down below, so go and check them out. I've got other silhouettes. We've got the Boulogne coming up. There was the Theda on my list. I just don't want to talk about my list too much in this video because we've got a lot more to cover. But before we dive in, hey guys, my name's Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle related content 3 times a week, so make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Consider joining the membership for extra perks and access. And let's dive into Wave 2, which I don't know about you, I'm pretty excited about. Now, for Wave 2, what are we expecting to see and when is it going to hit? It's going to be Cherry Blossoms, and it's going to hit at the end of March. Now, with Cherry Blossoms, I can think of one iconic bag from this collection, the Papillon. It had that gorgeous flap with the bow, the lock on the front, and bonus points if you can name the Sex and the City character down below in the comments who carried this one. I'm not going to spoil it up here, so if you get it right in the comments, I'll let you know. She was shopping for gefilte fish, if that helps you narrow it down. Now, with this collection, like I said, end of March, we're going to be seeing the Papillon, which I'm most excited about. I love that bag. We're also going to see it in a Speedy 25, which could be kind of interesting. Now, will this little Speedy have the pocket like the Speedy 30 does? I hope so, because that makes the bag iconic. I said what I said. I'm a little interested to see how they refresh some of these silhouettes with the new designs. Again, this is coming at the end of March. We also have an Alma BB and a Neo No Way BB, which is a cute little vibe in and of itself. Now, with these bags, like what are the bags that I've picked for you that are pre-owned that you need to buy now? Because listen, guys, these prices are going to be insane here in just a few months. So with Cherry Blossoms, I thought it would be fun if we looked at the Papillon. Now, this is in the dark colorway. I think back in the day it came in 2 colorways. You had the brown background, and then you had like the light pinky cream background. I preferred the brown because I just thought that the colors of the Cherry Blossoms popped more. I love their ridiculous little smiles too. It's super cute. Now, this one's priced at $15.25, which is absolutely fair. It is in amazing condition still for its age. It has its key clochette. It's got the little lock on the front. The interior is super clean. She's a vibe. Just absolutely stunning. God, I love this. I don't know if I buy something from any of these collections, what would it be? Obviously not a Papillon, I couldn't pull that off, but maybe the Speedy would be a vibe? I don't know, we'll have to see. Now, when it comes to the cherry blossoms. There's not a lot on the resale market right now. Again, unlike Multicolore, a lot of these Murakami collections only ran for like a season, maybe a full year. I think we had the Multicolore collection for like what, 10, 12 years? It debuted in what, '03, and we got rid of it in like 2014, so maybe 11 years. I don't remember, but we had it for a long time. It was kind of, I don't want to say it was becoming stale, but I feel like people weren't quite so into it after so long. It had its era, it had its day in the sun, and I guess it's back now. Now, with round 3, what are we expecting to see? Cerises. Now, this is going to hit at the end of May, so I guess that's going to take us into Q2 of 2025. And again, strategic planning on LV's part. Listen, it's no secret their sales have really just been kind of down in the tubes lately, and Louis Vuitton was always kind of the bellwether when it came to economic strength and the luxury sector market, and it's been interesting to see them kind of scrambling. I don't know if it's just the designs, if it's the repetition, if it's just the fact that it's so bloated and there's so many products under the LV umbrella. I really don't know what it is. Like, they had their heyday with Marc Jacobs, and obviously they're trying to tap back into that with the recent denim drop. We've got the Murakami collections reissuing, so it's going to be interesting to see if this kind of helps them turn things around. I could see it going either way. Collectors like me, or us, I should say, us bag collectors, could probably be annoyed by it. Like, is it going to tank the value of our pre-owned items? Is it going to make them jump and we can't buy more? Or is this something that's going to be exciting and fun, and they're going to make it interesting? It's in LV's court at this point. But for drop 3, we're going to see Cerises or Cherries. Now, with this Cerises or Cherries collection, we're going to see a handful of them. We're going to see a keep all, which I'm kind of excited about. We're going to see a Neverfull. I think it's the Neverfull that they're going to give us. We're going to be seeing a Speedy 25, which again, Vibe 100. The pieces that they're going to be doing in this is it's an interesting choice. Obviously, with the Cherries, they're going for bigger pieces, more interesting pieces. I think keep alls in the special edition collections are absolutely fabulous. Now, with the Cherries, now this is another one that wasn't around for too long, and they're kind of hard to find in good condition because, listen, a lot of these Cherries can kind of rub off and you see like the white background behind them. Not a vibe, not very cute. Again, we have all of the Vachetta. This wasn't really an era when people were worried about collecting or taking good care of their Vachettas, so some of these are a little rough, but I thought the really cute one was the Petite bucket. Now, the Petite bucket, she's a vibe, she's fabulous. She does have that Vuittonite lining, so you do have to be kind of careful, especially if you live in a humid environment. Eventually, that Vuittonite lining kind of breaks down, becomes sticky, like when we talk about like sticky pockets, or the sad fact that I can't find an Epi Riviera without a ruined interior. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. It is that deep. But I would love to have an Epi Riviera in Toledo blue to match my keep all. It's a Vibe 100. I like travel sets. I don't I don't just want to carry one keep all. Ew, boring. Anyway, back to the bucket. She's cute. She's a vibe. She's $18.95. That kind of rhymed. That's weird. Anyway, super charming. It looks like she might still have her attached pochette. She should have a pochette, and I can see kind of a chain attached to the D-ring. I would double check and make sure she has her pochette for $18.95. And again, that's the only bag that I could find pre-owned in good shape from the Cherries collection. Now, there's plenty of Speedies out there. I think that if you really searched for it, you could find. I don't know. I loved Multicolore. I loved Cherry Blossom. Monogramouflage was also a vibe, very Kanye West of the era. Cherries never really appealed to me. I'm not a bright red person, especially a bright red on a dark brown background. It's kind of giving, for lack of a better description, ketchup drops on a meatloaf. Does anyone else see that? Is it just me? Am I weird? I don't know. Don't answer that in the comments. Now, some other notable characters that we also might be seeing during this drop would be the Panda. Now, the Panda is 100% absolutely a vibe. I'd also love to see like the Mocha hands too. I think would be really neat to reissue. That Neverfull is like perennially overpriced because it is so collectible. So with the Panda, we're definitely expected to see one of the little mini side trunks, the little hard-sided case trunks. And for the Panda, I thought it'd be super cute to look into a few of the pieces from back then. Again, this is one that I don't know if it's highly collectible at this point, just because the pricing is still really good for now. Wait until a few months or a few weeks from now, I should say. First up, we have the Panda scarf. This is the Panda wave scarf. And if you guys have seen that Superflat monogram cartoon, which I'll link down below in the description, I absolutely love that thing. I think I watched that on repeat when I was in college back in the days. The Panda played a huge part in that. Also, Vivian, I think, was in on that. And so this Panda wave, I might need this because this is very evocative of that cartoon. I'm hoping we're going to see some of these other characters, like that big goofy guy that was had like the spiral. Anyway, if you've watched the cartoon or if you watch it after this, you're going to know what I'm talking about. He was always kind of my favorite from that. So we'll have to see if some of these other beloved characters make a comeback. Now, also for Panda, of course, we'd be remiss on this list to not, I'm full of rhymes today, to not talk about a Pochette accessoire. Now, this is the Panda. I think it's super cute because he's dancing there on the front and you can see his back on the back of the Pochette. Just super charming and goofy. The agenda is the same way, and kind of like the gosh, I sold my groom agenda. Sometimes I forget I had one and then I remember, I'm like, gosh, that is so sad. I need another groom piece. But be careful with wear on these, especially with these like bigger characters. Eventually they'll kind of start to rub off. You're gonna have like a white background and it's kind of not the vibe. But this one overall is still in really good shape, priced at $4.95, which isn't bad. Again, these prices are gonna skyrocket before we hit January. And then we're also going to talk about the Trotter bag. This is just like a cute little shoulder or high crossbody. It's thin, it's east-west, it's of the moment, it's a vibe. Vachetta, it's a little sketchy. It's not perfect, but it's got a nice honey patina, so you can kind of get away with it. And then I also want to talk about the Vavin PM tote. This one is so charming, so stinking cute. I could see this one dressed up, dressed down. Maybe you've got like a fun night at the theater and that would look really cute on your lap. Or maybe you're just running to lunch or running some errands and you just need to throw like some daily essentials in there. Super cute little bag. I think we're also going to see like a Superflat monogram drop. As of right now, that's all I know. Now, again, this is all subject to change. I'm going off of rumors here, more or less. So if for some reason I'm wrong, don't roast me in the comments when you watch this 4 months from today. Like, it's not that deep. We're talking about bags. Overall, I'm very on the fence of this. Part of me just sees this as like a cheap money grab. I also see it as being strategic. Listen, LV had a very down year for 2024, so hopefully this kind of re-energizes them. I'd also love to see some new design heads over there at LV. I think I'm ready for something new from the brand. I haven't really been into it in years, and that was like my ride or die. Like Coach and Louis Vuitton were like my two major loves, and like right now, like nothing's really speaking to me anymore, which is kind of a shame. Also, as collectors, is this going to hurt the resale value on our pre-owned pieces? Listen, we've seen it time and time again. These design houses try and reissue bags, and the quality is nowhere near what the original bag was. Like this Speedy bag here, it's built like a tank. It's got very thick, chunky handles, lots of hardware, beautiful quality hardware, Alcantara lining, thick canvas. Is the new one going to hold a candle to it, or is it going to be a little chintzy, if you will? There's a lot of excitement and a lot of concerns, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments, because this is kind of big. Another Murakami collection at LV. This is huge. Or is it going to be kind of like the Kusama dots and like the first round did pretty well, and then like literally no one talked about the later iteration and drops recently. So I don't know, this could go either way. I'm excited to see what it does, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about it. So sound off in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. Let me know, do you still have your original Murakami bags? Would you ever sell them? I'm never going to sell mine. Like my Hermes bags, my Murakami bags, and what else is safe in my collection? My Bleecker totes. Those are like my major never going to sell bags. Anyway, until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.